So I am adding the one and only. And we really could have had a little bit better pre-interview discussion because I want to mention some things, and I hope I'm not talking out of line, but I guess you'll put me in my place like a good Italian mother would do.
Yes, I would.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a special. If you're watching this and you're watching this on my Facebook, or when you do watch this, um, you'll know I do this every week, sometimes twice a week, and we did one yesterday. And this one's a special one because we're talking about something very special to me, which is food. I know you were going to think I was going to say helping people. No, I love that too, but food. And good food. And so to that end, we're speaking with Dorina from Dorina's Kitchen. And welcome, Dorina.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure, definitely. So, I met Dorina, what was it, about 3-4 years ago? 3 years ago?
It's been a little while now. Yeah, I don't remember. Kind of feel like I've known you forever. So
yeah, a few years, and completely transparent. I was prospecting what I do. I make calls all the time, and Dorina's in Madison, and she's got a lot of good things going on over there. And I came across Dorina, and we were just, I was a real estate agent. She was a homeowner. And normally it's kind of, for me, it's like all business. And immediately we became friendly. And she's still in Madison. I can't get her to list her home yet, but I'm sure when she does, hopefully she'll interview me for the job. And we became friends. And I've been to Dorina's home on a number of occasions. I know I was there last time I was there. She had an event. Just kind of discussing things about what she has, what her vision looks like, and what she wants to do. And it was great. Dorina's in the food business. She's in the really making you feel good business. And one of the things that I know is her passion is bringing people back to the dinner table. And that's really her mission in life, as far as I can see it, other than taking care of her family. So I'm going to let her speak. I'm not going to dominate this conversation. Tell us a little bit about, so you've been cooking all your life, I'm sure, right?
Yeah.
Were you born in America or?
So, yeah, that's kind of funny. I was made in Italy. I have to lay claim to that piece because I wasn't born there, but I was made in Italy, born in Washington, D.C., grew up in Bethesda, Maryland, and I've been here in New Jersey for the last 21 years.
Okay.
So
you're from the Bethesda area?
Yeah.
How long have you been in Jersey?
21 years.
21 years.
Yeah.
And so I know you from, I've seen clips of you on talk shows, morning television programs. I know you from and I want you to talk about this. I know we're not doing it right now, I'm sure because of COVID and whatever, but I know you from, I was trying to get my wife in the scheduling, but we just keep having babies, so it's hard to do it, to take one of your trips. Is it 2 weeks in Italy? How does that?
So, all right, so let's back up. So I teach people how to cook, and in the process that kind of evolved into cooking trips in Italy. So I take people on culinary trips over there. We call them culinary trips. That's kind of how I started it. It's evolved into more than that. It's kind of, we do cooking classes, but I think everybody who goes to Italy wants to do a cooking class. We also do, kind of like, tours around. We do some local, but what we do is we go to a small peasant village, which is in southern Italy, and you really get to see real Italy, what it's all about. It's not a tourist destination, so you don't have everybody. I took somebody to Capri, and everybody around us was speaking English. They didn't need me as an interpreter. So it's very interesting when you go to the tourist destinations. Everybody speaks English. The prices are elevated. The menus are made for tourists and things like that. Whereas where I take people, it's the real deal. It's completely 100% authentic. Peasant village, Italy. It's awesome. I mean, they're modernized. They have everything we have. They just have what they have that we don't have is a better life, a calmer, more relaxed, actual, authentic life. So the special thing about my village is over 100 years ago, back in 1880s, 1890s, the first wave of immigrants from this village of Roseto, Italy, came to the United States, settled in eastern Pennsylvania, worked to the slate mines. They ended up forming their own little town in Pennsylvania, named it Roseto after the town in Italy. Fast forward to the 1960s, the people, the doctor serving this town, he told a colleague that the people in this village had no heart disease. And so right away they go study, what are they eating, and because everybody thinks it's food. And it wasn't what they were eating, because they were eating salted cured meats, food fried in lard. Of course, they weren't importing olive oil back then. They did have their gardens and eat that stuff too, but they were also drinking a lot. They were all smoking, overweight, happy, and healthy. So they couldn't figure out what it was. Obviously, it wasn't the diet.
Oh, yeah, overweight, happy, and healthy.
Yeah. Overweight in American terms, but see, Italians, when they're overweight, they're like solid, they're like, because they're workers and they're always doing stuff. Even if they're a little heavy, they're solid rocks. We're not soft, overweight like we get to be. So anyway, so then they, of course, continued to study, and what they ultimately attributed it to was the community-centered, church-centered, family-centered life. What I call life around the table, not by what you're eating, but how you're eating. You're eating together. They said the people nourished each other. So ultimately it was a lack of stress, because somebody always had your back. And it was this community where they continually, so like this COVID thing is completely opposite of what our village is all about, because it was the constant communing. It was connection with people. That is what makes us healthier. People who are isolated, people who are, hermits, people who live on their own, or people who kind of, tall fence themselves into their yards and live just there by themselves. That's not the longevity. That's not what gives us longevity. It's connection with people. So the thing is, this mission I have so that thing was actually dubbed the Roseto effect, which is actually a coined scientific term. And if you ask a doctor about the Roseto effect, he'll know what it is. And that is Roseto, Pennsylvania, which is connected to Roseto, Italy, which is my father's hometown, which is what I call my hometown. So, it's very dear to me. So my mission is to revive the Roseto effect, and I do that by bringing people back to the table. But there's a problem with that too. How do you get people back to the table? You got to teach them to cook, because if you cook the meal, there's a greater chance you're going to get people to sit at the table, because I want to see them eating the food that I just made them. Okay, so they're going to sit at the table. And by the way, I do have 6 kids, so it was always a task. But if you order pizza, there's a greater chance you're going to throw it on the coffee table and watch TV. So you got to cook. You can't just order out. It doesn't cut it. So that's my mission. I plan on bringing people back to the table and saving this world one table at a time.
Yeah. Did you have any plans to take people to Italy this year, or was that not yet scheduled?
Oh no, that was in the plans. So for this spring specifically, I had cooking classes set up. I had actually some speaking engagements set up. I had trips starting. I would have been leaving for Italy on this coming Friday, and I would have been staying there until August, which is my happy spot. But unfortunately, due to the whole COVID thing, all my, classes are canceled. All my speaking engagements are canceled. I even had a couple catering jobs for some friends, which I'll only do catering now for people I know, but had a couple catering jobs are canceled. And my trips so far at this point are canceled. My May, June, and early July are all canceled.
Yeah, I
have some trips for October. They're still in a holding pattern, so we'll see what happens with that. But I'm sorry, you were going to say something?
No. I was going to just kind of dovetail on that catering. When did I call you? In mid-February? Went for
something back then, yeah.
And this, I'm sure, isn't your business model to, like, on the fly go get something. You did me a favor, a big favor.
I know. And if I can do it, I'll do it.
Yeah, and I recall, I was leaving to Austin. Was it Austin? No,
somewhere. Yeah.
I was leaving to Dallas to go to, I don't know. I was going out of state with the company, and it was my wife's baby shower.
Right.
And I said, well, it's going to be 12 or 15 girls, at my house. And you started going over a list of options. Oh, well, I'll make this, I'll make this, I'll make this. And I'm like, I thought I'm just driving in the car. I remember it was like 30 minutes of drive time, and the list, and I'm like, I told her it was 13 girls. I told her I want to make it this much money. I wanted it to be, and I'm like thinking, this broad's overselling me. She's selling me, and I'm like, well, okay, but let's just, and she goes, well, okay, now let's get to dessert. I go, whoa. And I felt I was a little embarrassed, right? I'm like, well, how much, this is all within the I'm like, I guess like an Italian mom, you over, here.
Yeah, I know. That's why catering is not my forte. I just want to give everybody everything.
Yeah, give it all away. So I was just, but I gotta tell you, and then on top of it, like I'll make a little extra, and then I'll tell your wife to freeze it. Now, when you do that kind of a catering gig, and it's in the home, is that what you do? You kind of prep it. I don't know if you cooked it halfway or all the way or not, and then brought it to the house. And I said, use my kitchen to get it all.
It depends. It totally depends. Some jobs I cook fully and take already. Something. I mean, anything is always best served freshly cooked.
Sure.
So I mean, unless it's something that there's those occasional dishes that taste better made the day before and sit overnight. But in general, most of your stuff is going to be best. So when I have the opportunity to cook the last things or assemble on premises, I will, because it makes it that much tastier, and it's fresher. So that's just what I do when I can.
All right. So I have a stream at the bottom. I have a stream at the bottom that if you want more information about Dorina, that you can go to the Facebook page, Dorina's Kitchen. But tell me what, I know with the pandemic, I know with, everyone kind of not going out and doing things and a lot of cancellations. We've had that as well in our industry. What can someone do? Someone, like, again, if we're not having events, right? Yet. And I believe that we will in the near future. I believe whether it's June or what have you, I think that sooner rather than later, people are going to start wanting to be like, your whole premise about having people at the table.
Right. Well, I think so as far as the pandemic is concerned, so how it has affected my business, how I believe it's affected my mission, and what I think it's doing for this world. I'm a real big believer in the silver lining. I know this is horrible, and I know probably more than anybody here watching, unless you've got somebody else that's a Italian American or first generation like I am with so much family over there. I know how it has hit personally.
Sure.
Fortunately, my village is untouched, has not gotten one case. But that doesn't mean I don't have other family and friends that are in northern Italy who were near all of the most dangerous portions of where the pandemic hit.
Okay.
So I'm very, very in tune with that and very sympathetic to all that. At the same time, if we don't take the things that we go through in life and learn from them, then we shouldn't even be here. Okay, we have to learn from everything, whether it be a mistake, a tragedy, a pandemic, whatever. So what I believe is that as I've seen, so I've had to change the whole model of my business, because basically my business went straight in the toilet. Okay, no cooking classes, no anything, no trips. And I went from growing 500% in 1 year from 18 to 19, from 19 to 20, where it was growing, it just dropped to zero. So what do I do? So, people are like, oh, well, you can do online cooking classes. But in the meantime, so many people I know, have lost jobs or cut down jobs or are worried. And so even if they're still working right at the beginning point or whatever, they're maybe afraid of what's going to happen. So everybody's kind of, pulled the purse strings a little tighter. And I'm sitting here thinking I'm always one that does things when things happen, like when 9/11 hit, we had just gotten back from our first trip to Italy with all the kids, and I had taken all the last of my little savings that I had at the time and spent it on Italian gold, because it was the last year of the lira. So I come home and I got nothing spare. And all of a sudden, a month later, 9/11 hits and everybody's donating stuff, and I didn't have it. And I had 6 little kids. And so I started making jewelry, and I made beaded earrings, red, white, and blue earrings. So I was going to sell them, and I raised $1,000 to give to the town fund. I felt like I needed to do something, and that's the way I am now. And so this time, my give back has been that I've changed the model of my business, which isn't a business right now, and I've turned it into live videos on the daily. I mean, I'm going Monday through Saturday, live at 11 on my Facebook page, and then I'm putting them onto my YouTube. And now I've just learned that I can go stream live to both, so I think I'm going to be trying that real shortly here too. And, you know, I have grown my YouTube channel, and so I'm up to 573. I need to have 1,000 before it could monetize, but I've been giving it away. So every day I do a cooking lesson, and I've kind of turned it into my own little cooking show / talk show, Italian Mother, tell you how to live your life kind of thing, give suggestions of what things to do with the kids or the house or food or whatever.
What's your page?
My page, everything is under Dorina's Kitchen. So you can find Facebook.com/Dorina's Kitchen, YouTube.com/Dorina's Kitchen, Instagram, Dorina's Kitchen, everything spelled the way it is right there on the screen. Yep. You can find me on every social media platform that I can get my hands on. But my live videos at the moment are on Facebook, and hopefully and I do have a lot of videos on YouTube as well. If I could ask of anybody interested, please, if you would go to any of my YouTube channel or any of the videos and hit the red subscribe button on there, it would do me a big favor, and it's, you know, free, but then you'll get notified when I go live if you want to see it or when I put up a new video. I think they're kind of fun. I've gotten such great response. So now, as a business model for people who are watching who are also business people, I will tell you this. I've learned, I'm one of the moms who's kind of stayed on top of social media, kind of like John. You know, you've really stayed on top, and you use social media a lot for your business. I'm telling you, it really does work, and you can change. Like, I'm looking at this during this time. It's been a change to my business model, so to speak. You know, I've had to pivot, as they say these days, the new hot word. But aside from that, right now it's my give back, and right now it's a learning process for me. But what I'm foreseeing for the future is that it's given me the opportunity to really connect with people who follow my page, and it's been more of a static page where I post pictures, I post recipes, and sometimes I'll post a little video. But this interactive live thing, I'm telling you, I swear by the lives. And so I know a lot of people that follow you in real estate. I'm telling you, use the live videos even more than your recorded, and your walkthroughs are awesome. But you know what would be really cool? Set up a showing and do it live. I'm telling you, and to make an announcement that it's going to be live and you're going to be there live so you can answer questions. People love that they can connect with you. And I've gotten to show people that I'm a real human being behind this Dorina's Kitchen page, you know. And I've made friends on my page. You know, there's people now that I see that are on my live. The minute I go live, there's names that pop up, and I know exactly who they are. I don't know who they are really. I've never met them. Sure. But I see them, and they comment all the time, and they give me nice remarks, which of course boosts my little ego here in my little house all by myself, you know. But I tell you that going forward, I believe this is not just it's not just what it became during the pandemic. You know, I know my trips will pick up. I know my classes will pick up. But now I'm going to have a third eventual. If I can hit that 1,000 mark and a certain number of viewers, this will be a third stream of income, because I will get some, you know, be able to monetize the channel. And, you know, which I didn't even realize to the extent of that, how that could go at the beginning when I started this. I was just like, I'm just going to give it away for free. But in the end, it will benefit me as I'm giving now. You know, when you give, you always end up receiving in the end. And it's so much nicer to receive from giving than it is from just trying to take all the time, you know? And so in business, as a business person, as a sales model, as a, you know, a way to pivot my business, this whole YouTube thing has been, like I said, like right now, my financial part aside of my business is a lull, but I do foresee this ultimately helping me and being able to pay these college tuitions that are all on freeze right now, because I had to make, you know, payment plans on my payment plans, because my money is the college money. You know, his money is the household money, and my extra work was all, you know, I've got 2 kids in college right now. So, you know, but I do foresee it all coming back and then being greater when it's done. You know, they say if you can succeed during bad times, then you're golden during good times.
Yeah, you'll thrive. And so I guess the question I have, and I brought this up in a conversation about a month ago with you, 4 weeks ago. I don't know. The baby, the newborn was on my chest, and we were FaceTiming. Why not have some sort of a live cooking demonstration? putting you on the spot there, but I'm just thinking about what I want. Like, I would love to put you in my kitchen, and as you're going through, I mean, I can't tell you, we do a lot of cooking in our house.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times, if it's something, and a lot of it's something we haven't done yet, I put on YouTube. I made meatballs 100 times, and then 2 nights ago, Joe, when did I get those meatballs in here? So must have been Tuesday. Tuesday, I made meatballs, and I had a sweet sausage. And I got the meat from the butcher in Caldwell. I didn't go to a big box store. I went to a specialty store. That's where I've been getting my meat. And I know how to make meatballs. I said, you know what? I put on YouTube. I go, and I watched like 5 or 6 people.
And you can call me.
I'm on the fly. I didn't even think to buy it. And plus, it's like dinner time. And so that's another thing.
But I have a video that I did the meatballs. See, so just saying.
You have a video of it on your YouTube?
It's actually not on my YouTube yet. It's on my Facebook.
Okay.
At this point in time, if you go to my Facebook page and hit videos, you can see lots of videos. But I'm just teasing you. Don't worry.
No, I just subscribed.
How did they come out? How did they come out?
They came out good, but I used I put cheese in them.
Of course.
Oh, okay.
You're supposed to put cheese in them.
Put a lot of cheese. I'm a cheese addict. So I put a lot of cheese in there.
What kind of cheese did you use?
Parmesan.
It's better with Romano.
Romano, yeah. Oh, see, there you go. I mean, so that is the thing. Like, I would totally tune into that. And
well, again, I am live at 11 a.m. every day, and I do occasional lives on other times randomly, but that's a scheduled time that I do, 11 a.m. every day on my Dorina's Kitchen page.
Okay, good. So I was going to ask you, is it Dorina's Kitchen or is it on your, so it's on your Dorina's?
Right now it's on Dorina's Kitchen Facebook, and shortly we'll be live. I'm probably going to go live on YouTube as well.
Yeah, I mean, if you could stream live and do it the right way, then why not?
Yeah.
I mean, I would tune. I know a lot of people would tune in for that. That time frame for me, I'm knee deep in work, but I can always go back and watch them later. So it's cool. No, so yeah, cooking class.
So tell you what, hold on. So doing all these streams and lives and this and that. So I'm running a giveaway right now for a free Zoom cooking class for up to 6 people. And so it would be live, and it would be everybody be able to be, so we could have questions and answers. It would be like we're all here. And so if you go to my Instagram page or my Dorina's Kitchen page, on there's both pages have, a post about the giveaway. So you can go there and find out what the rules are and what you have to do.
What's your Instagram?
What I'll tell you is,
what's your Instagram page?
Everything's Dorina's Kitchen.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, go.
So if you add to your requirements, because you have to follow you have to sign up for my YouTube, you got to follow the post and all that. There's a couple little things you got to do in order to get an entry, but entries are unlimited. But tag Eric. So Eric, put whatever your tag is. Tag Eric so I know, and then I'll do something special for Eric if one of his people wins.
Cook me some of those bow tie and whatever. I mean,
there you go.
It was interesting because I was leaving and she's like, I'll have your wife freeze some stuff. And when I came back, I think I ate, and I didn't eat every day. I pulled stuff out of the freezer because it was frozen fresh.
Right.
And I think I ate at least 4 meals. At least 4.
That's
probably 5. And I eat a lot. So it was a lot of stuff there, a lot of good stuff. I just registered for your Instagram page.
Awesome.
Everything is at Dorina's Kitchen. So I would highly recommend it. You want to know this woman. You want to definitely be in her world. I am grateful. My stomach's grateful. And I am actually on today's day 14 of a new eating regimen. So it's mostly meatballs and steak. And
are you doing that keto thing?
Yeah, well, whatever. I got to lay off the carbs for a little bit. I was blowing up beyond.
Yeah, I hear you.
So look, I really appreciate you spending 20 minutes with me, 25 minutes, whatever it is. If you're tuning in now and you haven't seen the beginning of this, go back. There's a lot more to come. I know that the pandemic hits, but I'm probably gonna somehow, whether it's her giveaway for the cooking class for you and 6 other people, which I think is a really cool idea. I'm going to somehow get, if we're stuck in the situation for too much longer, I'll probably somehow prod Dorina to do some sort of a live stream cooking
That'd be
thing.
cool. Maybe we can do a joint giveaway. We'll talk.
Yeah.
Together, and I'll do a class. I'll do a class for you and your peeps.
Good.
That'd be fun.
I appreciate you coming on with me, and I look forward to speaking to you soon.
Thanks, Eric. I appreciate it. So please subscribe to my Dorina's Kitchen page. Subscribe to Eric if you're not already. We'll all work together to get through all this, right?
Thank you. Thanks.
All right. Ciao.
Ciao. Bye-bye.